Hi everybody, this is the tutorial for Let Things Go. My name's Billy from Piano and Pies. Let's get stuck straight in. To play the song the easiest, we have a capo on fret number 4. If you're in need of a capo, there is a link to one in the description, so check that out. However, digging in with the start of the song, there is an introduction where we have 2 chords and a little melody. I'll talk through the chords first. So the first chord is C major. And in reference to the capo, we have 3 on the A string, 2 on the D, an open G, 1 on a B, and an open E. We're not going to play this low E string. The second chord is what we call an F major 7, where we keep this finger where it is, and we drop these 2 fingers down a string each. So we have this finger now on the D string, this guy on the G, and then this is stayed where it is. We play the bottom 4 strings, which makes an F major 7, because this string is open. We're not going to play the E and A strings on this one. And a lot of the song is going to be based around going from the C major chord to the F major 7, like this. And in terms of strumming, we have down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, up. Slowly, that is. That's how long the C major would be, as well as then the same on the F major 7. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, 2, 3, and 4, and. However, just before you move from one chord to the next, we have that, which is 3, 0 on the E string, 3, 0 on the B string. And the great news is, both chords don't use your little finger. It can be sneakily ready to play that number 3. So for example, slowly, when I go from C to F, we would have 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm keeping that C shape and just play 3, 0, 3, 0. Now I know for a lot of especially beginners, you might not be confident using your little finger. I'd highly recommend getting used to using your little finger, because then you can just drop those fingers and then go straight into the F chord. And on the last time round, you then do it again before going to the C chord. So what I'm going to do is demonstrate C, riff, F, riff, and then it would repeat, and I'll just finish on a C chord. So here it is. So C. So for the introduction, you would play just what I've done 3 times in a row before it goes to the first verse. And looking over to my notes, the first verse does the same thing again 3 times. But then we have a bit of a strange part of the verse, which I'm going to go over in just a second. But if you want the chord chart for this, which has all of the chords with the full structure, telling you which chord goes after which, including a chord chart with the chords and lyrics matched up so you know exactly which chord goes with which word, then head on over to Patreon. There's a link in the description, and for the price of a coffee you get access to not only this song but well over 450 other songs, in fact close to 500 songs at this point, of all the latest releases over the past few years. So yeah, feel free to check that out. And what we're going to do is look at the second half of that verse now, which starts off with a C major. But then we do it just one more time round like this. And then we jump early to an A minor chord and a G major chord. Now those 2 chords are new chords for this song. So A minor, if you're not familiar, is an open A string. 2, 2 on the D and G. 1 on the B and an open E. We don't play the low E string. And G major is a 3 on the E string. 2 on the A. 0, 0, 0 on the D, G and B, and then a 3 on the high E. If you're familiar with G with this finger, then feel free to use that finger. It's basically the same chord. Very, very little difference, so go with whichever one you prefer. And yeah, so it has this C major that we play that pattern through 3 times, then it jumps in early than what you'd expect to the A minor and G. Let's demonstrate that. 1, 2, 3, 1 on A minor, 1 on G, and then back to F major 7 for 2 times round. like you normally would. So what I'm going to do is play through the full first verse so you can see how all of these parts work together. So you have C major, F major 7. You will play all of those chords 3 times, but on the last time, C major, A minor, G, F. So yeah, a very kind of quick random change to A minor, G, and then F. So yeah, it might be worth checking out the link on Patreon so you can follow it along, because I know I would forget about that. So yeah, I've got my sheet over there helping me out to play it. We then have a bit of an interlude. I think that's where there's some oohs and ahs going on. I'm not going to sing them because I'm a terrible singer. But basically, we go from the C to the F chord with that melody over the top of it. Now, when we get to the second verse, looking over to my notes, it is almost the same as the first verse, but there is another exception to this. So, the first verse starts off with the C major to F. And you'll do that 3 times round. And then on the next time round, it goes back to 1 time round of A minor. And then it goes to a new chord of E minor, which for this song is open E, 2, 2 on the A and D strings, then 0 on the remaining strings. And then back to F major. So I'm going to play once round the C and F, which you would play 3 times, but for the sake of this video I'm going to play through it once, then into that new part of A minor, E and F. So you can see again how all this fits together. C. So you would play this 3 times, but we're going to A minor, E minor, and then F major 7. There is one more part to this song, which I'm labelling as an interlude. You could call it an outro, but basically if we play around the C and F shapes like we did at the start of the song, and add in the, then you get to the end of the song. So there we go, that's everything we need to get through this song. So if you are interested in that extra material over on Patreon, links are in the description, and those people on the screen who I mentioned earlier, not only do they get access to those sheets, but they get their name on every single video during the middle and at the end. So yeah, thanks to them for their support, thanks to you for watching the video, and I'll catch you in the next one.